Kennedy Bonnie Ben part or their MPP. Not me some. Bonnie Ben Kennedy or their party MPP. Makan catch him, Ubi to be bitter. The mission was as much a Kennedy Japan. Bonnie Ben Pan Kennedy Japan, white or their party MPP. One can be venture. Bonnie Ben why? Oh, MPP for Yagalam say. Ghana for me party MPP or more Yagalam say. I mean, anything. Or don't my gun or catch a gun for say. Oh, Yagalam say more. Or kind of crash in the mind. Bonnie Ben why? Or Casa 2 man. Into Goyako. Or you come no Yagalam say. Mama make check. Which is or don't my gun. What's your for? Into a percent Kennedy Japan. We need Kennedy Japan or drink on mine and more or drink cut gun and temper so bad. And then Subai. No door or door or money my gun because any easy so be better my gun Sammy or door only pan woman or mine only people or doma Ghana yes say for the born who buy because you need pass Ghana for me catch them see be penny kwame kuma or dog Ghana and then you need to be send penny view and tian trouble no be dog Ghana biala or be few no catch them me can connect them nyankopon ma wo Bawumia no. Mo sorry. Bawumia me person. The Pharaoh we a nice guy. But just we been bonnet and I say me town. No, Bawumia Pachoa. Make us me town. No, I'll never. No, me mean tiny but nkwasha fu bi wo me Jimmy na person chom nyasa. Ndi kam yesa. Nti kasa so nkwasha fu di wo chi Bawumia. Kasa che nkwasha fu di wo chi. No mo ja Jimmy. Kennedy or anyway, onye MPP ni. Bawumia only this I said, mo bisa Bawumia so only Kennedy want to kwana. Omo ni ntiko bia. Bawumia mpo ne wife obi na japade egu no Kennedy compound obi just say Bawumia nice guy obubu dan egu the boy obubu obi dan egu nice guy no Mr nice guy no obubu obi dan egu ana me boy Bawumia obubu obi dan egu bi bisa Bawumia o humble no Bawumia humble but on ne wife obubu obi dan egu be boy adintia we are humble we are nice unya hu ye nice why you cool but o de ko tie nice sanity oh me uni se bi am tie uni se ma boda uni bibia you know, oh, the Biala. It's been a bad because my show, my shows be a tear. No, Nippon, my shows ban, Silpon, when I feel ye. Bawumia, I say, Musubai. Bawumia, say, Mr. Oh, I a nice guy, I humble, will be a bit more fucking humble, man. Make my humble, sir, because me here be with you. Me here be with you, very nice, so I need them, my hair, in the second year, make sure my class, you know, catch it means that genius about me humble. Only by humble, we are God, our young couple, I humble, or be humble. Obi no work as nice. Obi no you good. Oh, we are saying by. Obi no except our Creator, God. It is only just about me, Papa. Papa. Yankopon say Papa be you. Yankopon say this about me. Allah say no one is good. No one. Say we about me nice. Kennedy Japan about me. Omo ni ntwa. Kennedy akasa. Omo ni ntwa. Omo mo de die chire na mo Jimmy. It miss me Jimmy. Miss me Kennedy ase. Miss me dem we. So them over Kasa Afa, Kennedy, who Miss Macassa for Bell. Oh, it was a catch him. And this in Yamu, and this in Yam, a more MPP, more Jimmy Pabby and Quassa, who be done go, Yamu. So because of Yamuna, what Jimmy and Jimmy. What said of Johnson, Kennedy Japan temperament, Kennedy Japan temperament. Can you Kennedy Japan, the Subai, and it's your care. Come on, MPP for maybe NDC Kuna.
Bigger margin than we did in 2016.
This year? Yes. Hey, miracles.
No,
yeah, record you.
Oh, Obi, me na me catch your try to help me say we are winning greater. Yeah, and this is one more year campaign on social media. I'm telling you, I grow no femo Obi. Me ba Obi. Move from a microphone. Oh, I don't TV for the mic call Makola. I want to the manica, you know. Saturday, I could to do one man, how many greater cra. To do man, a greater cra no more. And I went home. Me say, gentleman, tweet and say, oh, who the microphone call a man who was Makola, whom I said, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. That was what I said. You talk about Twitter. Obi Twitter, Nipa Bako account bear 5. Or no call to
bring me out. Bring me out completely.
Huh?
I beg you to bring me out.
Completely?
Yeah. Bring me out. Bring me out.
As a party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is winning these elections, and that's why we are saying that let's protect it. If we are winning, why would we want the electoral processes to be disrupted when we are winning? And so, I'm sure a lot of you recall the story in the Bible. I think it's a Solomon story.
Ebusia still na Kamia Koyase NPP mpanimfo ni bia ise ma 2024 na momo so oboka ho bi ma NPP report 2024 no still no mo se eja mo correct mo mistake de biara da no ese mistakes ese mo ye no mo guso ese mo repeat e wo manga de bo say NPP amanugo titiri ene eye miracle abuaje ye nyina enim de ekwo so 2023 2024 wodo atro ni support edema Dr. Bawumia na ekowie chire 2023 Dr. Bawumia na di nkunim na ekowie ye no ne nyina nim se de akwa bay de na kaka na de na ye hwehwe ne nso enam ne ma ba ko mienu bi ankoye ni delegates ketwetwe bi ekwo ma Dr. Bawumia ebeli di NPP amanuko no for 2024 no mo report no this time na kenim se nkeja enka obakwa akoda sunye paso ankeja mistakes ankomo ye ni nyina no anke tuecha na so da bi da miracle boaja star say walk kan nsem bi nsem fata wo street ni so hai wo kan nsem fata wo tie kire kro na obokura fom ensem a wo ka de fa kere do hine Japan me so wo tie kire a obo be from wo se ya na wo tina wo na me ti wonam say na miracle boaja oye okay die woye wokedie ye wo kromo say ebra ye yekoto aba wie ya mo pipi amanuko mo report na adomako ba fi ebe ka kire ye Ghana fo say ye pe wo bi oye kromfo ye pe obi oye corrupt pa ye wo aye abra ka ne say miracle abuaje da so miracle abuaje be sinya no onya nuhu bi ene wo su enyansa bi afa ho say da bi ma mentina say na menhwe niema ba ko mienu bi na menhwe de wi amesimi akasa mempanimfo ho na say de wi amesimi kasa we NPP amana so dey na me no kase wo kopie mo social media eso ototo ayampia de ba ne so endi e kan se Canada in Japan supporters ko so sesia na e be ka so Canada na shisha o mase then so Dr. Bawumia entimi ma me kan kire Ghana for say de ekoko constitute ni abronya DC woni mu bia wontimi shate o ma no e wo man Ghana mu ase de biada ye wo kroma se ya ena adomako befi ye kwato abani ye wo sisika na nkese nka mode ye campaign e wo kroma se na wo aboaje miracle yi wo tena so wo kroma se enu kura ka ho bi ena ma 2024 mo report wo kroma se na nso no abrante enya na adwen se wo baba be sesan de free eye ni nyansa ho kakra mpokura de ma pipi amaniko na me de maka no me se ma afa Canada wo hine Japan ama matima hwe nyankopɔ na ye papa panimu we etini so ena mo nsama esa mo kafa ye Canada o hine Japan ho no ensama ensen fata ye wo kromo se 2023 Dr. Bawumia ena toilet ena didi anima na 2024 poto ye wi wo kromo se na ye po bi obetima bo party na so obetima bo my Ghana afa na ntoma pefra ye nyani se Canada o hine Japan mo tete nkwanchan ena mo tobo mane mo tete nkwanchan na mo kansema ese ento akoma mo kromo se na mo de ya kan ese mo da for Dr. Bawumia nemra na samo de neba 2024 na 2028 mo kan wo say 100 times mo win wo kroma say e ba mo ntie da honhom no kasa kira safo na mo da mo chinchim Canada ne Japan san na mo da mo fa abato no mo fa ma ye Kennedy kan say Dr. Bawumia na Dr. Bawumia be di nkunim wo kroma say so obetima di nkunim abra ye Ghana fo a yesu ye ni da hon ma ye say yaso no ye say ye bubu dwengu yaso ma ye nte de ekoso wo man Ghana mo say tebuzu America washe ne nsema se seja woni na social media woni na media by media so wo to ayampia kasa ede mane Canada o hine Japan wo kroma se na se man ka manu tuma Canada supporters so ebe sorry edi etiamo ebusema me obi bia kwa abaso nko famra Kumasi online GH so ne no first time no subscribe no like share so edi amai na ba na egushki na se no obetima peke number no save ni se Kumasi online GH na de uton bia no wetimi afrem penifo na dada na adanko akufuado ari showbaro gagaro preman jaktoroto so de ono kwado baba ku miensa ansana wotimi edi nkunim wo man Ghana mu wasem dan so NPP amaniko ni se da bida se ye man pani e dada na adanko akufuado tima ba ne prince so a ade ti na Dr. Bawumia de wa baba ku a wa report na afi so de o person ba bi masa manfo bi person mo twene sai na we na is a second chance ya farmer Dr. Bawumia na say Kamia Cries ya too much aya me wofa ofaye chama Wontumi na me na kwase wakwa kosia wakohia delegate first onu omudi nkoma ese woke kan sem de gu omashum se ejamo fa ye kan se Dr. Bawumia na ko Dr. Bawumia ababa akwa bamienu oba mienu a ebia na mienu so watima dinko non grateful woman be like chase or say Kyei Mensah so the same thing say what na boka say ye fa kan se Dr. Bawumia mlo ye fa Dr. Bawumia na second chance there wo betimi aboa ama party na fa ntoma perfect na when a spokesperson edema kan ede wo hine Agyapong abetu to be left and right and kasa ede ama no oba bebe chirechiri nsem ba ko mienu message so be ka me ho ne akwa akotie nsem ya kosi kwatin eka ye fam na sisi e ba de aka ina so ebetu also
to say omo message omo de nam na say yema yura Dr. Bawumia a second chance no mo ahoden pa omo de gina ho say second chance nkwa no wo hwa openi president Kufuor onya akwanya meyema no kompre no president Kufuor akwa de ma na akwanya ma na ye de e conference no no kra so aka say Dr. Bawumia kwa de 41.6% dada
yes
to here kakra bi na ye de aka ho na the closest contender which is the Japan kwa de 0% nti eni kwa kra so mo ye de consider no and then ensem bi asebio and it may not be good for radio but I'm just saying no suit me the APM. But I mean I don't want to repeat them because they may appear divisive. Emwa party near the enkanko. Sebu say me okaniu and I'm sure also say yinsi entuma go fi dey e abontin to mebu amejai. But for instance, one more history about say Dr. Bawumia 41%, 41.6%. It's not accurate. It's a misleading narrative. You're talking about one hour for 1.6%. I go here. Easy one. As you next election, you be carry free 41.6. You be carry free 41.6. Yeah, and then this is what Harold already has 56. And the end carry free. And there is no point we should even be contesting for the less because somebody already has 56%. It's a idea as a sebi wish young for who so much more ha and our casa so bu nipa pa na hu se nipa oka asamache no nipa ne ya nipa na adwemu da ho kan wo ye badwen ba asem yi unka che no u bu nipa na se nipa no the person can reason out of the issues unka za azemu nje so we offer to 1% obi aka bia with 0 we asem we o me kai mu oduma o emu nyedu what I say now the most substantive issue has to do with the second chance argument no mo ye no correct openi a friend president Kufuor nya second chance eko minimpre no so openi Kufuor adokwa de onya even the third chance and sakwa no ye de o win now you see when you are giving a historical account of events SEC or party one you also have to situate it in a very true context. What is the true context? The true context is say in NPP we've had 4 flag bearers oh you need be in film en fabisu nyade en shem to me I saw a analysis of data those were fa baby abede ebebo so macroeconomic figures indicators in say when the fundamentals are weak the exchange rate will expose you no but you were other micros in the variables be so fa kan ho a kasem no kan kan nyade enkoye basa kibia ka enkoye when the fundamentals are there can maybe something different but this is the point in MPP say the music enya flag bearers me party na yom openi ya odi kan pa Professor Dubois 1992 so kai
yes
na edi kan to abama no no openi ya otoso so president Kufuor Professor Dubois de ma ne ko ba akope president Kufuor ye ma ne ko ni mpre no ye de eso president Kufuor adokwa de ni mpre sa so asa na obe de obewini na nim ana Dr. Bawumia so ye de e bai na nim wo hwe the history of MPP sankofo we nyina no se ebe mu akwa na ye ma wonko bi is contingent on ade ba akope performance ti asemi yo se mpanifo kura kana kanka sem se amfo na ye dey e kire ne ntoaso meboa amfo na kire ne ntoaso na wa mo homode ye dey ne nipa timi epia na mpanifo so aka se de ofu duapa na ye dey epia no nti wo dey ma me some historical account to be with relation to the figures omo ye dey omunyai openia your friend Professor Dubois one na your first time ono ekọ general election ne ko general election na ka ono ko 92 but 92 no pre 92 near military era we say 92 no and the PNDC 1 sabe na PNDC 2 na free mo ntina we transitioning from the military era into what we call the Republican, and therefore Republican here the by I give you birth to the 1992 Constitution. We had the foreign powers, another thing putting so much pressure on Mr. Rawlings say onko into democratic dispensation. It's okay.
Yes.
So and tell you when you ask me can say one more call contest no. Ti assembly you. Despite sir coming from that suppressive and hostile environment na ewo ho no. Still Professor Dumuahin or managed to secure about 1.2 million votes and represented 30.29%. Percentage no hu 30.29%. Na unim sabre no say to abakra na and no we use opaque ballot boxes.
Yes.
Now he say only military leader or no na transition or minor in the democracy. No na coalition. Na wono tumi o woni ni huhu ewo. Ngofo kwa dimpie metroaba. Na mokoto aba na wonya 30.29. No, President Rawlings na 58.4%. Gab no 1.1 million. How here me pa. The difference no 1.1 million. Then because in the history of our fourth republic, the worst difference that we've ever had was the last 2024 elections. Catch us say I'm for a better so. That was in 92. 96, Professor Dubois has aqua. Or no find the party by you. No, so 96 was have a kubu. No, or yes, walk. Yes, walk on President Kofokoi. Na party for there be. Despite circumstances and the war pre-military era, transition aba democracy mu to aba na transparency ni 30.9 na wu kra 30.2 na wunya no. Koyo wo mo se there be ma na ntwa so. Nti wo mo call 96 general election party na ma Professor Dubois Ankobio. He lost the primaries to President Kofo. The President Kofo then won 96 primaries no the party no call na President Kofo the President Rawlings here dey call the next election in 96. Na sabre na party no organize more organized kakra. President Kufuor 2.83 million votes and represented 39.67%. Nti wo hwa President Kufuor move Professor Dubois 30.29% and of say 39.67%. But what
Mitiopa.
Oh baby mediation. Na President Rawlings win 4 million votes around 57.37%. Gab no hu hia me pa. Difference of the votes no so na 1.2 million votes. Nti wo hwa difference na that Professor Dubois Henry Rawlings mu 1.1. President Kufuor the 1.2. But don't hear the nominal figures in the petrol na in terms of percentage na President Kufuor they are free 30% ekohe 39%. Me tell trajectory no match the trend me your trend analysis say in MPP no obia about or appreciate from the predecessor baby or day of a free. Nti wa antimi anya na the performer when a party for be who say o modern by the day ankoso nti wono nya dey ento just like Professor Dubois here no. Now Marie 96 the next time you saw the flabber call first for the first time after Kufuor free office no the year 2008. Okay.
Yeah.
The year 2008 was President Akufo-Addo. President Akufo-Addo by ono no wonim say one President Akufo-Addo quite the highest office had no occupy in his history as a young man who wanted to lead the country. The highest office was a Minister of State. It was shuffle between Attorney General and the Foreign Affairs. Okay.
Yeah, Foreign Affairs.
Foreign Affairs. President Akufo-Addo in 4.15 million votes. Now represented 49.13%. And you know how for President Kufuor first time or they equal 39 to 49 or the very plus 10% higher day account. And these are facts and data that I'm reading to you. And you hear President Kufuor President Kufuor there. The first time he is the only first person in the history of MPP. You did not coalition were winning on his first round.
Is it not the fact that around that time situations changing? I mean, you're looking at Ora Kufuor around that time. You had Rawlings who has done the 2 terms, right? So politically, I mean, the state in itself tells you that Obiadi 8 years is enough for a certain particular party to knock off. It is Ora Kufuor to me winning appreciating for the very first time. Are you not Kufuor? Are you not appreciating that fact? Saturday Nintina Manabasa.
Okay, Minya. Wasama kano ayasama do. There are factors prevalent. No ma and unti affected some way or somehow it would have influenced the outcome of the elections.
Exactly.
Then.
Yes.
But just a mental picture of 2008 when President Akufo-Addo contested. In 2008, we have something that we call global economic recession. So
yes,
global economic recession. No, America pa na hit omo kese pa. Na America no, hit America no. All developing economies, including economies from Africa and third world countries like us, the impact was that very worse. 2008, and Bush a free officer actually Obama here a buyer. Just giving a picture. And you 2008 Kufuor cry kono. When Ghana Kufuor describe Kufuor as the worst leader they've ever had. People describe him as even a tei. So on the obese Ghana be we are Ghana sika. I'm just giving you say a fear 2008 was one of the worst year the whole world was globally challenged. Be a friend the global economic recession 2008. Into the world economy in 2008 was that very bad. But you see, then again, President Akufo-Addo's popularity then was still able to take the party to an election. Not only did we win for the first time, but he was also able to take us for the first round. He was also able to take us to the runoff. Again, I'm not even making a case about who won the general election per se, but now we are comparing the figures. What I say, and how wide the figures are. Now we are comparing, say, the trajectory, we be free him or the call him. We are not saying, say, oh, President Dr. Bawumia shouldn't lose election. Election in the history of NPP will be with the exception of President Akufo-Addo losing the first round or winning the first round. Will be lose the first round.
Yes,
that is not the argument that we are making. But Olusu would say, does he give us hope? Does he inspire? Say, Empire to us
But then again, losing with that huge numbers now, is also not the fact that around that same time, the conditions around that time also did not favor that candidate now. Dr. Bawumia in favor no. Oh, that around that time the same thing. I mean, you raised.
It's a very valid question. The point I'm making is that Ababia is a son.
Yes,
there are conditions precedent and conditions contingent on which the public based on it. And I know there are no two ways about that.
Okay,
it affects both MPP and NDC.
Okay,
it affected Kufuor, it affected Akufo-Addo, it affected Dr. Bawumia.
Sure,
and the same conditions will affect President Mahama.
Sure,
it will still affect Professor any other person, Professor Mills.
Yes.
So those conditions are constant.
Okay,
why? Because our problems as a country are the same. Economy, poor rules, health, infrastructure, education.
Yes.
These are conditions that are always there.
Good.
These are conditions that are the trouble. Every 4 years, these are conditions that are the trouble. You cannot suggest to me, say, in the case of Dr. Bawumia, his conditions were so peculiar and so unique and so different. And that's why I'm giving until I'm medical for 2008. Well, if the argument is that the economy had broken down, I am suggesting to you that in 2008, the economy was also worse. Yes, so President Akufo-Addo's popularity was able to push the party into an election. We even won for the first time. To the extent that you could lose the second round at time. Okay.
Yes.
Time with about just 40,000 votes.
Yes.
Even in the case of Akufo-Addo, the first time he won with over 100,000 votes. Professor Moss. And the call time. He said, we're now 49.13. And Professor Mills is 47.92%. The honor will be in 50% mark and and it's a call time. The time Professor Mills Moye de Eko Daneno, Emma President Akufo-Addo de Lucy. In that case, and how do you look into President Akufo-Addo's face and tell President Akufo-Addo say, "Oh, first round kwa we ni now even the second round kwa Lucy and you lost with just like around 23,000 votes in Tiempamo." And no san party from the cancer no. Papa ne more than ba boy no. I'm for the challenge trust on Tianya de and so. Mama San Franco Akufo-Addo the second time. Adukunta President Akufo-Addo nya 3 times scored. On the second time, or election no call Supreme Court no court no judges 9 court no assembly so no move 4 and then they are agreeing open in election we win ti asem you judges 9 Supreme Court sa brenda no mo ka Tubiga JJC adinyira ho ahwani okay chachuji kata no Philip Addison mo and the medical be ko any so so be law oh
yes me kai pa
and is nipa sa na wode na kwa even court no 4 of the judges even agrees with him say no you've won the election we should go for a rerun no Sir, how do you say so? Again, he's demonstrated and proven with a remarkable track record. Say, Ampa, what the no quite bit my day. and then never third time or day obey winning. But now I'm comparing that to Professor Dubois. In the case of Professor Dubois, 30 point win or the year, 30.2. Let me confirm. I think 30.29 on Nyaya. Remember the difference was 1.2 million votes. At that time, the party people felt it was so wide. Now compare that to President Akufo-Addo. President Akufo-Addo, no. The first difference in when I say 23,000 thereabouts. So how will you say now compare to year 2008, Yama fast to 2024. In 2024, Tiasem no, your co-elections no, in 4.65 million votes, representing 41.61%. And President Mahama Sunya 6.32 million votes, representing 56.55%.
4.65 million representing what?
4.65 million representing 41.61%. 41.6.
Okay.
And President Mahama 6.32 million votes, representing 56.55%.
Is the 4.6 million not more than the first attempt of Urakufo?
So
Ebusia 80 second chance yes and so fa emma Dr. Bawumia e wo krom ase sorry yes so ebu wo krom ase yenya yemika se yenya peace wo krom ase no sa ni 38% no ne yes ama ni second chance wo krom a uti analysis ya na se uti ensem a akwasi kwaten ekan a na se ye mampani dada kofo o hwe de onyan na it's more than the about you can say Dr. Bawumia nyaye the same thing and I what the bar I can say kofo your man penny dada na dada kofo ne 3 times thing na na osoro then so 38% yen fan pia kan wo krom as na so o ma ya so nkwa didie wo ha se de bia da na chokro do ne ma ne second chance so yenye ni se ne fa ya pama cho wo krom as ne se ni ate ye ni abie delegate ni to many da hono pa se ye mo hunu 2024 no komani ada omo so ntenya de omeko sa de ni da bi na ye po bia ma na lead NPP amanu ko ni bie ma ye san for Dr. Bawumia mra MPP amanu ko mo do NPP ye twa o mafru ma o NPP mu no wo omo resa mehu bie mo ho bi nsi wo krom asenti san mo second chance na ever Dr. Bawumia ne de ma sha ase a mu create problem bebe ne nya de a ebekoso e wo my God na mu ase meto amensem no eso de a na ese migusu agina ye NPP amanu ko nim na ye kosi kwate we se wabetu to be left and right akasa e de amane ye me ame wo fire chama Wontumi na face so ye Kyei Mensah so ye on graceful woman be ya so ru de bia da wo kan se man se fata wo kroma na o ma hyase a wo mo campaign ba se wo kroma sei abra mo bie forms ni tum se wo bia pese eja won ko no go peke forms ni bibia no obetima kwa fa na peke forms ni wia eni kwan se o ye campaign wo kroma se na so na me ne wo kase sister brother me ma me ne me papa Dr. Bawumia encrof asha se omo ye campaign e wo kuro mu ase omo share delegate ahodo chama Wontumi videos bebe na ba bonse so wo ko share delegate wo no omo twetwe nkomo se mo to abade ma Dr. Bawumia mo to ma Dr. Bawumia the same thing and ungrateful woman be like a year Kyei Mensah Defies the same thing omo ye no okro na so nke Canada o hina Japan and nke kwaye sa de na wo de wa kaka se die panaka omo de ba ye Canada o hina Japan wo kuro mu ase even kro kwa asante mampon ko share delegate ko hwe dis wa wonum de si wo kroma say na so Dr. Bawumia nkrofo ase o me campaign wo kroma say message so be kam hon na ko tie sema kwasi kwaten watu to be left and right ankasa edama no omom na family say e ba de da kan nyina so e beto also
Kennedy Japan pa no ko bu sa mra yusu na man tie from wo campaign wo forma say we open secret videos so me more for Chama Wontumi.
I was just about to ask you.
Or your campaign was Ashanti Rejama Dr. Bawumia. Honorable Kyei Mensah Defies. So a campaign was Ashanti Rejama. Not only him, he's moving with the team. Me am more for Kufijuma, Maxwell. So your campaign or the team no move. Hanti and no one and man no more the end so no. It's directive, but Sebio, I don't have the enforcement powers. I know I leave it to one more to me, the National Executive Committee, no more make it that decision, but almost so there. Then at the end of the day, we leave it to the jury out there. Say Ghana for her, so be I there. But then you have a hammer. Then the hammer can see a pa minia. Say so. Say to me now, open and open your consuming, and desire. Now to me no nya nipa na akoso mu ni ho a enfa na akoso to me no ukoso mo na eni ukoso nipa so de a se enipa ewo amanem nipa wo yonimu so nipa wo yaudi mu a you also have to be sensitive and read the mood of the nation and act accordingly and this
yes
na unya to me ni wie no ochana nipa e Ghana nyina ma no sesum na so yesi Yesu aba na obi efirima o nyame de obi akwa e de na abaye everyone akodi ni so. And so I felt they should have been sensitive to the mood of the nation. So mining in a penny, or mining in a treasure draw, mining in our young. Penifo yi we muku we nyakwa mpaso. Na quite the yakran say, they say be no more private business. They died in the line of duty, and they were not NDC ministers, they were ministers of state. Who say, "O cross less anywhere, after you become a state asset." So I felt say, they should have been a bit sensitive to them. Because especially when even Dr. Bawumia himself, or no penina nkasa odi animo no. He say munina na no yehunu so ole ref ne one Joyce Bawa no mo kasa ne Joma ama mo kasa okotia mu. Ndi penina kra ene oman ni nyina ye dey is twaja adwo. Ye nyina we are all morning. Ne be hu say ne mpeni nkofo bi, and if it was sebi akwasi kwa atim bi kra na wo form no ye campaign akameti ase. Say kwasi kwa atim be ka se bia ono youthful exuberance be a man to some kakra de so but nipa mbobo these are high profile people one more ya de bi na bia meme ya de kwa na nya Kyei Mensah betima kasa kwasi ade we de achia meboa opani ma so kofi dwon so kwasi ade we de o ye wa anye ni entesa chama wontu wo se me na me ye chairman of a region nti we de achia party directives sisi but omo no omo nti ase bo hunu se mfunso bi hanya de eni ho na omo ekoya na omo ye campaign a hon sem bibre baya no mo ko ka say Dr. Bawumia 41.6 dada nti sadia ya man enkono here less than 10% ma me tro sa kata I'm sure say be kum
yes e be kum
but even enokwa no sa asem no person me kan of videos say it's not tenable ya to abawi na ka say obi of 41.6 dada per that extension of that logic it presupposes that then this should also have 50 of obi of 41 dada it presupposes that this is only 56 and also 56%. Then what is the essence of going for the election even in the first place? You are 12 vote to it can only be a basis for judging performance, but it can't be a basis to say a vote or you could go and you could even get more than 41% in the subsequent election. It can actually also reduce maybe and this didn't even go campaign say you to abawi no na no ba nya 41% intino all you need no on all kind of percentage terms so here be say e bia near 10% or 10 there even if you want to look at the percentage term we lost with about in the nominal values with close to 1.7 million votes okay. With about 2.1 million
but my main clear when we na fe menya establishment in the world. Who do you want to fault? One up say bonus to bosses here a case where the leader is doing a national thing na neck which is supposed to be taken care of and maybe say no. Why won't you then address this issue with neck? But you want to politically, quote, I should say, to really draw Dr. Bawumia into this fray. Why won't you say it's a neck in they should establish the fact that the was your campaign, it is not fair. To the whole campaign structure, and whether your good self, Bawumia Nemu, and Brian or Makenya, but rather you tend to see Bawumia being put into this fray.
No, I don't think it really has to do with him per se. But at the end of the day, he's the ultimate beneficiary. Oh, yeah, sure, say. Mpenifo ya yebobo mudi so mo campaign. Anko mudi kudi di ahemfo bi atem Ashanti region. Aya be affect na come from.
Why won't you blame neck? I don't blame neck.
No, I
don't know for neck. Dr. Bawumia.
No, because about that. Me say at the end of the day, he's the ultimate beneficiary. Oh, yeah, sure, say. Some penifo ya mbobo mudi. And then so mo say nyina afaka edi group akushia kujina menshia. No mudi di mpenifo wo hatema. Ana ye de Dr. Bawumia abata mu in Dr. Bawumia's name. O ye so say ka on from kan jom say mpenifo menshia de e ho sem de ye mfendi agroup anti hwe no man kwankwo ye dwe na asa homa so bia ho bibia nya o men kan boko won fetiri kwankwo pacho. So at the end of the day, when you become the consequential beneficiary of an action or inaction of some people, especially when they are fronting your campaigner, you cannot purge yourself from it. That will be running away from responsibility. Ultimately, you have to take responsibility for it.
Yeah, but ultimately, the party has to take responsibility.
me kasem bi enye no we akere Japan ehu ana wote na wan kire me se kwasi kasa we die enye kasa me pa oh yes was one endorse dem here no it means it presupposes that he endorses what I did again. There is also the party sitting there, me a member of the party, which ordinarily, no, by that you say me a member of the party, no, one also has a responsibility to be the party near the NCC. I don't want to go there. That's why I leave it to the jury out there. So, say the woman there, you say, and there's someone who say, and she say, you move, we leave it to them. So, say, woman the directive in the buy. According to the woman who say, we a muswa, fair deal. But you see, the dangerous precedent that the sex is that at the end of the day, no, one here or China Japan and the camp was go for what is former here to be an unfair and undue advantage to, against us. In the intensive form. Engineer Japan was na say now the Kyei Mensah boys mu kwa yi bi gra no obi ya nkan wa se mo meboa who so no so test form bi ya former boss Dr. Zeduchum was na mo di akwati ehunu na yi na akwati say it ba ko bo nteza na no de ngofo so nkofo egufo mo so ye campaign 4 months 5 months to election and yes ade ameso kra meja me nkofo aye dey agum obi an kwa campaign no obi a ja ne nkofo gum so obi an kwa campaign ho na akwati adwuma no. That is for me the fundamental problem. It's not really about a blame game, but the principle, the underlying principle of the point that I'm raising is that it doesn't give a good picture. It doesn't send a good. It doesn't give a good precedent, and most importantly, it presents an outlook that shows us that we have a weak leadership, which may not necessarily be so, because the party now china wobu so let us say okra no unfo ehun bia nya dey emo abo no so de hun na we ne hu
and a party so kan he leadership so kan
as at now this what can be akwa amaka bi akwa ate amaka bi akwa ate
so then they become weak.
No, that is the impression sir by that conduct will show out there say na say the party benefit kwa so mo kan say mo nya dey omo ni so and I'm not sure say these 3 high-profile individuals are the people who want to send that impression. Ibi a omo enti asiem no bi a omo de no mo enim penifo na edim komo keke. But nipa bebre omo so wo hwe no. Omo so any impression ya penifo yi send there. E just party no kra no penifo no say omo ka sema ebi nya de eni so. Which for me does not augur well for the growth of our party.
Okay.
But minima drea anabota enti a a campaign, but at the end of the day, it happened.
But how did you see it as a campaign? Who they say can then I would say
Ebusia o de yen kanu kure senke Kennedy wo hine Japan pa na nke wo sha senke janko wo sha delegate na senke wo ye campaign kabusi o de wo atina se kade pa na kama for pa de be Kennedy wo kuro ma sei man pon de kuro koye kuro de ko so wo kuro ma sei na so Dr. Bawumia de yen kan wo asem wo ha sei ama o say Kyei Mensah bonso asha say ye campaign chenchire because of say ye running mate wo kuro mu ase ama me wo facha ma Wontumi so ye campaign ama say videos ni nyina da bonti na MPP amanuko na nkasa nya twom na nkasa na do kuro mu ase ai na twom no do so papa obi koye bi dia enye but obi ye bi dia eye sama nya isa mo nya twom no na ma sundia ma party mo kan hu say 2020 we na mo ba wi o e wo kuro mu ase we are na mobile we Kennedy fans sorry and as a supporters sorry no mo ko boss Jesus here oh ya baka se na Kennedy na enye e na Kennedy na fa ekosi na so campaign so amona ma mo yenyina so nyansa sembi enyim esema mo kanyina nyansa sembi enyim edidi atem na no mko so mo didi Kennedy o hineja but no so aka se this time around no waka na no na to mo de nya de obaba bonten ababa betie mo nsem a mo ba na so obaba yi mo nsem bia mbeka na okuro ma se ya no but de mo ye no party no enye JFK na bi ni amoke ka ho no mo na mo de ba bonte ma Ghana fo nyina na MPP amanuko ne si ase se enya de obi e ba be campaign wo kuro mo se kopem se mo be bia konya na tum na nso ne e ba ne sei e na Dr. Bawumia de wono nko ne camp chama wontu no se Kyei Mensah bonsu asha se ye campaign e de ama no Kennedy koye bi mo so Agyapong mo se mo di twa papa no wo kuro mo se ensem fata mo de kache no wo kuro mo se ne nso ne hwe ebiase na eye kurukuru we kwasa ba besi nachi de odi beye wunyan kan hu se dachi ebi be konsoso de ama etibunya sa anya atwem na e wo party nim no na atwem na e wo party mu nyai why they say delegates so many at them okay you so monte I mean can't say woman answer the America or more matna say second debate my boy party na my party na fan into my pefra etira busia kwasi kwatin and as one spare woman what to be left and right and kasa dia ma say ke Kennedy am say nkena kosi jankopon bo brebe to aba no ke yaso we enkwa di ukroma say and can someone come back and we boom lasso and a fine cozy baby. I blank yeah, I bring DC. What about better on the platform so I can quasia some name more some their children power chroma say. Now so no so class and who be anyone may you chroma say. As you know, I bet us and no I can't go in a way with your my baby. Yeah, who will be about better social media or I bet no my cars and be there found the Biarada. There be or no dear. Dr. Bawumia de or your golden boy. Aye, your Ghana phone in a yamen. NPP for nyaminiti and can assemble chroma. Now, more than one kwaswada mo panko and Yakupon next year no. A one chair here, a best shock him say at the end no. Can I do a Agyapong bedding kunim? A will chroma say, Hassay, and a brother me kwama made in 7 in our head there. So let's see the comment no. Afa comment section honom enso ediaba number na egushki na sino betima peke number no na wa save ni se Kumasi online GH na de oton bia no wo de ofre ye na ni mpanifo ahwehwe nkomo afa na de oton bia yetimi aba hunde ru kama so ediama Kumasi online media school na so masanama ne de medin sem ni nyina enso ede ababa besomwa so wo pense chire school baba pa dia na meka fo school ba ko pe na de ama eno ani Kumasi online media school to our number and brand better forms and 100 Ghana cedis per umpewe na wo pede no my Ghana mo so put 100 Ghana cedis any just 2 hours over spending in asisia enti na me say brand better for never just 3 months per and chira wade na so be kwadare mu ankasa e won central dwuma na so wona ma yeso ya bo di say wo ko school we hin wa bo se me ko Kumasi online media school enti fa number na ni mpanifo twetwe enkomo enso e wo ho no ye chira kwai enya yira kwan wo Kumasi askwa yani ti ayamas no na edin hwe ni mo pese wo ba na obehu de ekoso wodi wani behu feed kadochia ye wo ti ayamas honom na oba mpanifo no betina na bibie wo bia nso no wo matimi ene wakoba bia wo wie so obe wata chance so de Emmanuel Odajune da cause baby abe attachment so honoma wo so be ko no akwa attachment come so wo hono de better form afa the same na de me de be so mo bia nya de no be ka mo de biara da de nyina so e be ba be so mo me ametena ase medin wo Himalayan konisham na the ATOP ni so awale ase wo be tv sa fra be hada ATP be na bia so no bejo fe so wo no ko pie mo MC honest na ya se wane sano adwuma sanso no executive producer as Mr. Daniel Bua. For now, na get my crap. Bye bye.
Amafwe Kumasi online TV production yaba ne de na yaba ye de equipment ekukudam ana ye de aba se eye camera de enam wiem de nam fom de enam ensuom ni nyina ye wo bi e wo honom a TV production yabo a hu ye pa se wo ye dwumadie bi ete se wedding eye engagement and sorry ana schools se wo ye sem na bi na pese betwa ko all the social media networks no so e de amaw ye ni ntotonsa na fre eye Kumasi online TV production for na yamra na ye dwumadie ne Kama fe a ebo no eda from pa the production so the sound quality video quality ni nyina e wo soro wo pese wo hu ba bia wa ye wo Kumasi eyetia media opposite one ma anase to nsa ne frɛ wa homa trufo so 0550623377 Kumasi online TV production ye demufua e wo Kumasi kodua mu.